Could one of Disney World's best spots for an adults-focused resort night be hiding at a moderate resort? Perched atop Gran Destino Tower at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort, Dahlia Lounge combines Spanish-inspired cocktails and small plates with rooftop views across Walt Disney World. We ate outside on a busy evening, ordered enough tapas to make a full meal, and found some real standouts, along with a few dishes that could have been better. So, is Dahlia Lounge worth making part of your Disney World dining plans? Or is it better as a quick stop before dinner at Toledo? Let's take a closer look. Dahlia Lounge sits at the top of Gran Destino Tower, right next to Toledo. The rooftop setting is one of its biggest draws. There is seating both inside the lounge and outside on the terrace, and since the interior was very busy during our visit, we chose to eat outside. That ended up being a major part of the experience. From the rooftop, you can look across Walt Disney World and see areas around Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and Animal Kingdom in the distance. Even if you are not staying at Coronado Springs, the tower and rooftop level can make for a relaxing destination outside the parks, especially for adults looking for drinks, food, and a quieter evening atmosphere. Disney describes Dahlia Lounge as being inspired by Spanish surrealism with modernist design details that reflect the broader style of Gran Destino Tower and the resort. The menu at Dahlia Lounge is Spanish-inspired and divided primarily between beverages and tapas. On the drink side, there are specialty cocktails, wine, beer, cider, and seltzer options, along with coffee, tea, specialty coffee drinks, and non-alcoholic beverages. The food menu consists mainly of tapas, so most items are closer to appetizer-sized, shareable portions than traditional entrees. There are also a few dessert choices. You could stop here for one drink and a small plate before eating at Toledo, but there is enough variety to order several dishes and turn the experience into a complete meal, which is what we did. These were the menu offerings available at the time of our visit, so some individual dishes and prices may have changed. For our cocktail, we tried the Alla Prima Manhattan. It was delicious, similar to an old-fashioned with a flavor that was slightly sweet and smoky. Our only hesitation was the serving size. The presentation made it look like a fairly small pour, so it did not feel quite as generous as we expected for the price. But, based purely on flavor, this was an excellent cocktail, and one we would consider ordering again. For food, we'll start with the calamari. It was very tender and not at all rubbery, which is always the first test with calamari. The batter was light, and the roasted garlic aioli paired very well with it. We would have preferred the breading to be just a little crispier, but the tenderness and flavor still made this one of the stronger plates of the meal. The chicken wings had a little heat and a nice savory taste. They were crispy, although there was more breading than we personally prefer. The dip on the side was a bit salty, but it paired well with the wings and added another layer of flavor. Overall, this was another solid choice, something familiar for anyone who enjoys wings, but with enough spice and seasoning to make them feel a little more distinctive. The Dahlia Sliders had very good overall flavor, and we especially enjoyed the sweet pepper relish. Unfortunately, though, the meat in our sliders was overcooked, which held the dish back. There was still a lot to like about the combination, and with properly cooked meat, this could have ranked much higher for us. As served, though, it was still enjoyable, but not one of the strongest dishes of the night. The Bocadillo was the plant-based option we tried. The bread was very soft, and the sandwich was enjoyable, although it leaned a little salty. We also would have liked more of the mushroom filling and perhaps a little additional sauce to bring everything together. The bitterness of the arugula balanced the other ingredients well. The smoked paprika chips served alongside it were crisp, although the amount of seasoning varied from chip to chip. Overall, it was a solid vegan option, but a few small adjustments could have made it feel more balanced. The Spanish Charcuterie was one of the highlights of our meal. It included a nice selection of Spanish meats and cheeses, along with olives, fruit, bread, and sweet accompaniments. The bread was cooked very well and had a light sweet topping. The fig component was especially good, sweet and almost reminiscent of the filling in a fig Newton. The dried apricots still had a pleasantly juicy texture, and the selection of olives added variety. For us, the Spanish blue cheese was the star of the board, although the manchego and other cheeses gave the plate a good range of flavors. It was one of the more expensive items we ordered, but it also included a decent amount of food and enough variety to share, so we thought the quality and portion helped justify the price. Overall, Dahlia Lounge offered quality food and drinks, with enough variety for different tastes and dietary preferences. The tapas portions were generally substantial enough to share, and ordering several plates gave us plenty of food for a full dinner. Considering that this is a lounge on a Disney property, we thought the value was fairly reasonable for the quality and portion sizes, particularly if you share several dishes. Dahlia can work in two different ways. You could visit for drinks and appetizers before a reservation at Toledo, or you could do what we did and make several small plates your full meal. Because we ate outside, our experience was focused more on the rooftop setting and views than on Dahlia's interior design. The atmosphere felt relaxed and more grown-up than people might expect from a moderate resort. Gran Destino Tower, Dahlia Lounge, and Toledo together create an elevated resort night experience that feels a little removed from the busier pace of the theme parks. Our service was excellent. Our server was attentive throughout the meal, helped with recommendations, and provided the level of service we have generally come to expect at Walt Disney World. Dahlia Lounge is currently an evening-only location, with Disney listing operating hours from 5 p.m. until midnight. Hours can change, so check the My Disney Experience app before you visit. At the time of our visit, Dahlia was walk-up only, without advance reservations. Because the lounge can become busy, you may have a better chance of finding seating if you arrive earlier in the evening or remain flexible about sitting outside. One important access note: if you are not staying at Coronado Springs, check current parking and transportation policies before your visit. Access to Disney Resort hotels may be limited for guests without a resort stay or a valid dining reservation, so parking or standard rideshare entry should not be assumed. Guests staying at another Disney resort can use Disney transportation, although reaching Coronado Springs may require a transfer through a theme park. A paid minivan may offer a more direct option. Once you are there, you do not necessarily need to make Dahlia Lounge a full meal. Even if you only explore the rooftop level and enjoy the views, it can still be worth going up if you are already visiting Gran Destino Tower or dining at Toledo. Our final verdict is that Dahlia Lounge is a very good option for adults, date nights, and relaxed evenings away from the parks. Not every dish was perfect, but we enjoyed the overall quality and variety. The portions were better than we expected from a tapas menu, and the rooftop atmosphere added something special to the experience. We would return, especially for the charcuterie, calamari, cocktails, and the opportunity to sit outside with views across Walt Disney World. Dahlia may not be a restaurant you build an entire Disney vacation around, but it is absolutely worth considering for a Coronado Springs resort night, a drink before Toledo, or a quieter dinner made up of shareable plates. The terrace views from the top of the Gran Destino Tower make the experience even more memorable. If this review helped you plan your Walt Disney World dining experiences, give the video a like and subscribe for more Disney restaurant reviews, resort tours, ride videos, and practical planning tips. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you real soon.